on Eagle 102.
102 weather.
I'm meteorology meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki with your Eagle 102 forecast. Clear skies tonight with a low of 29. Northwesterly winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Highs level off around 51 tomorrow. Ample sunshine expected. Lows around 42. Tomorrow night, partly cloudy. Low 50s Wednesday with a chance for scattered rain showers. Mid-20s Thursday. That's your forecast on KJFM Radio. Currently, it's 51.
Eagle 102 weather is brought to you by Mike's Tire and Service Center in Bowling Green, home of the complimentary vacuum and window cleaning with every oil change. Broadcasting from the KJFM radio barn at 102.1. This is KJFM Louisiana Bowling Green, Eagle 102. Area high school basketball is on the air. Every week, Eagle 102 brings you the best of area high school sports. On air at 102.1, online at kjfmradio.com, and on the KJFM radio app. Now to the court for high school basketball on your area sports leader, KJFM Radio.
Marianne Everhart in with you this afternoon, or I guess this evening, along with Kenley Charlton. And the JV girls game just got over here at Mark Twain High School, where Mark Twain got the win 12-2. And now we're waiting, Kenley, for the varsity schedule. They have 10 minutes on the board, but yet there's nobody out here. So we may have to fill a lot of time here.
We might have to. I do know that Kaylin Womack is in quarantine for this game. So she's been out or off and on with that foot injury, and now she's quarantined. So
that's going to be one lady that they're a little short this game that they're going to wish they had out there, I'm sure. Well, we're going to talk about this matchup coming up. This is an EMO conference game. Clopton girls and Mark Twain were supposed to play last Friday, but that game got canceled or postponed, actually, because that's a conference game as well. So we'll have some rescheduled dates to go over with you coming up. We'll talk more about it during the Bowling Green Pharmacy pregame show next here on Eagle 102.
As many as 50% of people don't take their medication as prescribed. Missing or not taking medication can be deadly. For questions about medication, visit your local Health Mart pharmacy, Bowling Green Pharmacy, located right on the square at 8 North Court in Bowling Green.
Show off your school pride today with the Bulldog debit card from Bank of Louisiana. Every time you use your Bulldog debit card, Bank of Louisiana will make a donation to the Louisiana School District. Stop by the bank today and get your new Bulldog debit card so you can start supporting the teachers and students with every swipe. The Bulldog debit card from Bank of Louisiana. Member FDIC.
This is Tracy Brookshire with the Pike County Health Department. With community transmission cases increasing in Pike County, it's becoming more difficult for healthcare providers to contact positive cases the same day these results are received. The state of Missouri has mandated that we prioritize first the investigations for school exposures, individuals 65 years and older, and cases associated with long-term care facilities. Those that do not fall into those categories will likely experience a delay in initial contact. Therefore, we have made some changes with our calling procedures to help streamline and make our calls more efficient. It is critical that if you have received a positive result or know you have been exposed to someone with COVID-19, you need to begin a 14-day quarantine starting from when your symptoms began or the last day of exposure to the positive case. Your patience awaiting your initial call from our office is very much appreciated. Visit our dedicated COVID page on our website, PikeCountyHealth.org, for more information.
Hear all the action from the Eagle 102 broadcast booth, sponsored by Family Drug in Louisiana.
It's time now for the Eagle 102 pregame show, sponsored by Bowling Green Pharmacy.
Marianne Everhart, Kenley Charlton in with you this evening from Mark Twain High School. As we mentioned, the JV team played 2 quarters, and now we're waiting on the varsity girls to make their entrance onto the court. And Kenley, you mentioned that Kaylin Womack is in quarantine protocol. Of course, for those who don't know, Mark Twain boys have been in protocol, which is why we're not doing a boys game this evening as well. And the boys games against Clopton, of course, Clopton boys and girls were postponed. Mark Twain had some games earlier in the week, but hopefully everybody's getting healthy because January is tournament month.
Absolutely. That's one of the best months of the year.
So Mark Twain will be playing in the Clopton Invitational Tournament, which is coming up, so hopefully everybody can stay healthy then. Of course, we have the Bowling Green Invitational Tournament. And if I remember correctly, I believe it's their 96th year for Bowling Green.
Yep.
don't want to throw any shade on Monroe City, who says that they're the oldest tournament in the state. That is not correct. They just moved there, so they got to hold their 97th one or 96th one prior to Bowling Green, but that's because they technically held 2 tournaments in 1 calendar year.
Oh.
So in case there was some confusion out there, we know that they've been trying to lay claim to that. But again, best of luck and speedy recovery to all those who are in the quarantine, and hopefully everybody gets healed up before tournament month. And Bowling Green, they're not in the tournaments like they used to be. They used to play in the Palmyra tournament. They're not in there any longer. They went up to Highland for a little while. They're not in there, but they have some games scheduled for the first part of January. And unfortunately, Bowling Green girls themselves have kind of been in some quarantine issues, and they really haven't had a chance to play too terribly much.
No, unfortunately, but I'm just glad to see that teams are getting to play and we're having a season.
That's right. That is the most important thing, is we are having a season. I believe, if the stats I looked at are correct, Bowling Green has played 3 games. Does that sound right to you?
That sounds right, yep.
Yep, they are 1-2 on the season. Mark Twain is 1-5. Now, Mark Twain, their one win came against Marion County, and they got the win in that one, 59-53. Of course, Bowling Green's first win, and it was a conference win, was last week. Has it already been last week when they played at Louisiana and picked up that win? And, Kinley, we talked about it on air that night. Mark Froenick and I did. That was probably the first game that looked like Bowling Green was firing on all cylinders. It looked like everybody knew exactly what their role was and how they were supposed to handle it.
I'm sure it's probably just taken a little bit for them to get used to it and having so many younger players.
Absolutely.
Just finding their roles.
And a little bit about Mark Twain. They had a pretty big matchup over at the Monroe City Invitational Tournament. They went against Palmyra. They actually led that one up until a couple minutes to go in the third place game. They ended up falling short to Palmyra, and then they played Palmyra again last week and fell short there too. And I think the first one was by 9. I think Palmyra won 50-41, and then the matchup last week, Palmyra got the win 57-41. So still putting up 41 points on a tough Palmyra team. They've also played Monroe City where they twice, where they unfortunately picked up a couple losses as well. But right now, the girl to watch in this one is going to be Emma Ross. She's averaging 13.3 points per game. And Kinley, I know that you had some fun competition with her last year on the court, so she's no stranger to putting up points for the Tigers.
No, she's not. She always comes ready to play and ready to shoot.
She not only averages 13.3 points per game, she also averages 5 rebounds and shoots 67% from the free throw line, so I have a feeling that's the girl to keep an eye on tonight for the Lady Cats.
Absolutely.
We're going to take a short break here on the Bowling Green Pharmacy pregame show. We've got your keys to the game, brought to you by Vicki Cadwalder Real Estate, next here on Eagle 102.
Daily life is a bit different right now than what we're used to, but let's remember that this too shall pass and try to find ways to keep positive, help others in need, spend quality time with family, exercise, pray, do something that helps you feel empowered and moving forward. Vicki Cadwalder Real Estate, praying for good to come out of trials.
Bowling Green Insurance is here to serve all your insurance needs. Bowling Green Insurance offers companies to cover your farm, home, auto, and crop needs. Give Bowling Green Insurance a call today to get a quote. 573-324-CROP.
As many as 50% of people don't take their medication as prescribed. Missing or not taking medication can be deadly. For questions about medication, visit your local Health Mart pharmacy, Bowling Green Pharmacy, located right on the square at 8 North Court in Bowling Green.
Time now for the Eagle 102 Keys to the Game on KJFM, sponsored by Vicki Cadwalder Real Estate in Louisiana.
Well, some of the big things, Kinley, I think we can both talk about tonight is the difference in age is what's going to come into play this evening. Mark Twain is kind of upperclassman heavy. They have 2 sophomores and a freshman. Everything else is a junior or a senior. And some of the names we mentioned, Emma Ross, the Lady Cats are going to have to find a way to shut her down and stay out of foul trouble doing it.
Yeah, I noticed earlier looking at the roster that they were pretty heavy on their upperclassmen, where if you look at our roster, you see a whole lot of 9s for the freshmen on there.
You do. Elizabeth Trower is another name that, of course, is pretty recognizable for the Lady Tigers. If I remember correctly, she is their 3-point shooter. So she likes to hit those things from behind the arc. So Bowling Green, who's not really a tall team, I guess this is the nice thing to say there. They're not really tall, so they don't have that wingspan to disrupt that shot in there. They're going to have to find ways to slow her down as well.
I mean, yeah, they're going to have to be sure they're closing out and keeping hands off because they want to keep them off that free throw line because they'll do just as well there as they will at the three-point line.
Some of the other names you're going to sound familiar if you followed Mark Twain Lady Tigers. Alyssa Ford will probably see some playing time this evening that we know of. I haven't gone down to check and make sure that everybody's healthy and on the court yet, but definitely a name that we know. Autumn Arndt gets some good playing times and some good numbers in there. And then Anna Eckernott. Well, she was kind of the one that stepped up last year. I believe she was over at the Bowling Green tournament. She had a pretty good showing over there. So Bowling Green's going to have to find a way to work against some people who have probably a little bit more experience on the floor than them this year.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they're just going to have to rise to the occasion and figure out what their roles are going to be for this particular team.
So some of the keys to the game, we've talked about them numerous times. You know, you've got to stay out of foul trouble.
Absolutely.
And there's some key players. Grace Dieters, you're going to have to stay out of foul trouble. Grace Twellman, you're going to have to stay out of foul trouble. You know, those are two players I think that the Lady Cats need on there. Kaylin Charlton, you're going to have to stay out of foul trouble. And you're going to have a sister up here who's going to throw you under the bus if you get in foul trouble. Those three girls have got to stay on the court as much as possible in this game. They've come alive here after the Montgomery tournament and have really shown that they're ready to play. So you've got to stay on the tournament. Going to have to, you know, take care of the basketball. Of course, those are givens, but turnovers, they're killer.
Absolutely. I mean, you got to keep the ball in your hand. I mean, you're turning the ball over, you're just giving them points.
And this is a team that you don't want to give those turnovers to because, let's be honest, we know they're going to score off of them. And then finally, it seems kind of an obvious one, but we've seen some teams struggle with it this year, and you've got to attempt to put the ball through the hoop. There's been a team or two out there that, you know, they do a really good job pushing that ball or passing it around the arc, working it inside and out, but they never take it to the hole, and you're not going to get points on the scoreboard if you don't take it to the hole.
Absolutely. I mean, it's great to pass the ball and have some movement, but the main goal is you got to put points on the board.
Other than that, as far as Mark Twain goes, you know, they're going to have to find a way. Those three players that I named a while ago, Charlton, Dieters, and Twellman, they're going to have to find ways to stop them. You know, we've seen Dieters get hot from just about anywhere on the court down at Louisiana. She was sneaky and was got several steals on there. She was able to hit some things from behind the arc. She was able to do several different things, so they're going to have to stop her. Charlton and Twellman, they were hot underneath the basket. They had some really good rebounding there, so we've talked about that in the past too. You can't give up those rebounds and let them take those second chance shots. As far as everything else from Mark Twain, probably some man-to-man defense is probably going to do them pretty good this evening.
Yeah, I expect to see that out of Mark Twain.
I look for some full court pressure from them probably right off the bat, try to establish that lead early on this evening. Of course, the JV girls, there's a few of them that just got done playing, so they're nice and warmed up and they're ready to go. But overall, it's going to be the simple basics is what's going to pick up that conference win this evening. That's going to take care of the Bowling Green Pharmacy pregame show and the keys to the game brought to you by Vicki Cadwalder Real Estate. We'll have your starting lineup and opening tip next here on Eagle 102.
Hi, everybody. This is Paul Hill from Community State Bank of Missouri in Bowling Green and Troy. On behalf of the officers, directors, and staff, we would like to extend our holiday greetings. May the warmth and cheer of the holiday season keep you and your loved ones safe and healthy. We sincerely appreciate your business and friendship and look forward to serving you in the new year. Merry Christmas from Community State Bank of Missouri, your hometown bank since 1887, member FDIC.
Bowling Green Tractor wants to change the way you think about yard work with their Ego 56-volt ARC lithium battery-powered lawnmowers, weed eaters, blowers, trimmers, and chainsaws. At Bowling Green Tractor, you can walk in and see for yourself just how easy these products are to handle. Bowling Green Tractor, your home for Ego. Power beyond belief.
Cellular and Satellite Center is the only stop you need to make when it comes to satellite providers, offering DirecTV and Dish Network along with antenna installs. Now a special message from Matthew Niemeyer himself.
If you call an 800 number and they say we will be the local installer, they are wrong.
Contact Matthew at Cellular and Satellite Center in Bowling Green, your local authorized dealer.
As many as 50% of people don't take their medication as prescribed. Missing or not taking medication can be deadly. For questions about medication, visit your local Health Mart pharmacy, Bowling Green Pharmacy, located right on the square at 8 North Court in Bowling Green.
The Eagle 102 starting lineups on KJFM are sponsored by Community State Bank of Missouri in Bowling Green and Troy.
Your starting lineups here on Eagle 102. We are going to start with the home team on the scoreboard this evening, the Mark Twain Lady Tigers. They are starting with their home white jerseys, blue numbers, and black trim. They will be starting, if I can see those numbers correctly, I don't see Emma Ross. Or am I missing number 3? Is her hair covering it up?
I can't tell who the fourth girl is. That might be number 3.
Yeah, that's her. That's her. That's what I assumed. A senior wearing number 3, Emma Ross. A junior wearing number 15, Adam Arndt. A senior wearing number 24, Elizabeth Trower. A sophomore wearing number 25, Audrey Ross. And a junior wearing number 33, Emily Evans. Now for the Bowling Green Lady Bobcats. They are starting, well, I gotta switch my paper over here. Make sure I get everybody's things right. They are starting a junior wearing number 3, Briley Sparks. A sophomore wearing number 10, Grace Dieters. A junior wearing number 12, Grace Dameron. A senior wearing number 23, Haley Chandler. And a freshman wearing number 25, Kaylin Charlton. Of course, the Bowling Green Lady Bobcats are in their road black jerseys with white numbers and red trim. So for Bowling Green, a little different starting lineup. You've got Sparks, Dieters, Twellman, Chandler, and Charlton. We mentioned for Mark Twain, they are starting Ross, Arndt, Trower, Ross, and Evans. So during this one, we will be calling Audrey and Emma by their first names. So not only do I not get confused, but neither does anybody else. Of course, the Bowling Green Lady Bobcats are coached by a Mark Twain alum. Jared Runyon was a force to be reckoned with over here in the Mark Twain community. So this is kind of a homecoming for him. Mark Twain is coached by Coach Boswell, Matt Boswell. Bowling Green will be moving from our left to right on the radio dial. Again, want to thank our one of our favorite athletic directors, Cody McCann, for helping us out over here this evening. We are very lucky to have some great athletic directors in our area. Bowling Green gets the ball right off the tip. Dieters takes it straight to the hole. Her first shot's up. It's no good. With the rebound is Evans. Evans outlets to Emma Ross. Ross, Emma brings it across the timeline. Top of the key. Swings it over the far side to Arndt. Arndt in the far corner to Trower. Looking inside, back up, and working around down in the near side. Back up top to Ross. Ross skips it over in the far corner to Audrey. Back up top. In the near corner, that's taken away by Bowling Green, but it's going to go out of bounds. Last touch by the Lady Cats, so it'll stay with the Lady Tigers under their own basket. I feel that these girls with this long hair have got to pull these things up for me to see their numbers. Kind of feel bad. Evans didn't inbound it. They lob it into Emma Ross. Her shot's up, and it's good. And the Lady Tigers score first, 2-0, 7:22 to go here in the first quarter. Dieters in control of the basketball. I'm kind of shocked, Kinley. I kind of thought we would see full court man-to-man defense, but they're picking up the Lady Cats in the half court.
I am very surprised, but I can't say that they're going to hold off for very long. I feel like that's going to be coming soon here.
Twellman took it to the hole. Her shot was no good. Coming away with the rebound was Evans. They kick it up to the far corner on the far side. They down low baseline pass, finally get it out to Arndt. Her shot's up, it's no good. Ball's loose. Chasing down the rebound is Evans. They feed it underneath to Audrey. Audrey Ross, her shot's up and good, and quickly takes a timeout as Mark Twain leads the Bowling Green Lady Bobcats 4-0 with 6:47 to go in the first. You're listening to high school basketball on Eagle 102.
Is it time to renew, redo, or rebuild? I'm Christine Rutherford, and we have loans designed specifically for repairs and renovations, along with home equity lines of credit. People's Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender, MLO number 421603, NMLS number 407724.
Area High School Sports on Eagle 102 is brought to you by State Farm Insurance, Cindy Blaylock, Young Enterprises Incorporated, and Pike County Memorial Hospital.
Out of the timeout, it's 6:47 to go in the first quarter. We're just getting started. Mark Twain leads Bowling Green by 4. And really, Kinley, you mentioned, we'll wait and see how long they hold off on the half-court man-to-man defense from the Lady Tigers. But we haven't really been able to see a good setup for Bowling Green yet either. They kind of keep moving in transition. So they're going to take it the length of the court after Audrey Ross's bucket. Both Rosses have all 4 points. So still the half court, Emma Ross will pick up Dieters as she crosses the timeline. Looks to Push her to one side. Dieters crossover dribble. She's standing on the end. She about has her pocket picked. It's knocked in the back court, but Dieters goes back and gets it. Makes her way all the way down the block. She shoots. Her shot's up. It's no good. With the rebound, though, is Audrey Ross. She throws a long pass up to Emma. Emma on the block. Her shot's up and good. Emma Ross gives them a 6-point lead. 6-0, 6:22 to go here in the first. Dieters with the basketball. Again, bounce pass on the near side of Twellman. She's in the middle of Mark Twain's bench. Lobs it down low to Dieters. Back out to Twellman again. Twellman looks, puts the ball on the court, takes it into the free throw line, back out to Sparks. Sparks looks to penetrate, kicks it back up top to Twellman. Twellman eyes a three. It's off the mark. With the rebound is Arndt. Arndt pushes it up on the far sideline. Dishes it off to Trower. Trower looks for that three ball, her first of the night. It's up. It's no good. With the rebound is Emma Ross. Her putback, no good. Ball's loose again. Emma comes away with it, taken away by Sparks. Sparks feeds it to Dieters. Dieters in a foot match. Her shot's up. It's off the front of the rim. It's no good. She tips it out. Sparks puts it back. It's no good. And now it's going to go out of bounds. There's a lot of things happening. There's Jade Myers now going to check in the basketball game for Chandler. So Emma Ross will inbound the basketball. So it looks like Bowling Green is going to stay in a half-court defense as well. Bringing the ball across the timeline will be Arndt. She'll be picked up by Sparks as soon as she crosses. She'll feed it near side to Ross. That's Emma. Emma working against Twellman in the man-to-man defense. They look back door. Shots up and good. So Autumn Arndt gets in the scorebook tonight. It's an 8-point lead. 8-0, 5:22 to go in the first. Lady Tigers lead. Twellman with it now on the near wing. Looks inside. Tries to feed it down low to Dieters. Goes out of bounds over her head.
Lady Cats really struggling to get into something tonight.
You know, they're not finding that, that feeling, I guess, that you're looking for. There's, you fall in there, feel comfortable there in there. You feel like you know what the others are going to do, and they haven't found that niche yet tonight. Arndt works it over on the far side, dishes it off to Trower. Trower being guarded by Dieters over the far wing, brings it back near side, and they try to fish it off to Audrey Ross, but it goes out of bounds, and that's the first turnover for the Lady Tigers. 5:02 to go in the first. Mark Twain leads Bowling Green 8-0 in this conference matchup. Twellman with it now on the near side. Back up top to Charlton. She thought about the three. Now back to Twellman again. Twellman right in the middle of Mark Twain's bench to Sparks. Swings it far side to Dieters. Dieters has her pocket picked. Ball's loose. Emma saves it from going out of bounds, but throws it right back in the hands of Sparks. Back to Dieters. So back-to-back turnovers there by the two teams. Sparks over on the far wing. Bounce pass to Dieters. Dieters underneath. It's a little hard off the backboard. It's no good. Sparks with the loose basketball. Kicks it out to Charlton. Charlton eyes a three. It's off the back of the rim. It's no good. Sparks tries to pull down the rebound. Goes out of bounds. Last touch by Emma Ross, and somebody probably ought to let Sparks know she's feisty. I think that's the word I was going to look for.
Yeah, she's not going to give up on a free ball.
No, she's not. Charlton with it now on the far side. Back up top with the Sparks to find Dieters. Dieters from the block extended. Her three's no good, but Twellman comes in for the putback. It's no good. Back to Dieters in the paint. She's going to bring it out and reset this offense. Twellman on the near wing. Looking down low, nothing there. Finds Sparks. Sparks swings it the far side to Charlton. Charlton takes it to the free throw line. Back out to Twellman. Skips it to Sparks. Sparks loses a handle on it. Ends up right in the hands of Trower. Trower brings it across the timeline. She holds up right about the tee on the far side. Dishes it over to Arndt. Arndt back up top to Audrey Ross. Takes it in the paint. She stops, pops for two. It's no good. With the rebound is Evans. Her shot's partially blocked. Coming away with it now down low. Well, no, Arndt. I thought she had it put back, and now the ball's coming away to Twellman. Twellman has to stand her ground, is able to hold it. They dish it off to Charlton. Charlton to Meyer. Meyer underneath the basket. Her shot's blocked. And then we're going to have a tie-up. Jump ball possession arrow will favor Mark Twain. Checking in the basketball game now is Taylor Martin for Mark Twain. She's coming in for Audrey Ross. And also checking in the basketball game, where'd she go? Number 34, Fairchild, Isabella Fairchild. So Emma throws the ball up, loses it, and it's taken away by Bowling Green. That is the fourth turnover for Mark Twain. Charlton's all alone. She goes up. It's high off the backboard. No good. It's going to go out of bounds. They'll say it's last touch by Bowling Green. Emma Ross's footsteps got a little loud, I have a feeling.
She looked like she kind of got startled there at the end of her shot.
Here's the full court pressure from Bowling Green now. With it is Martin. Martin to Ross. Emma's the only Ross on the court at the moment. They bring it back to Martin near side. She takes it all the way in the paint. Her shot's up, and it's good. Taylor Martin with two. It's a 10-point lead for Mark Twain. 10-0, 3:05 to go here in the first. All Lady Tigers Dieters directing traffic. Still half-court defense from Mark Twain. Dieters dribbles it to the middle of Mark Twain's bench, back up top to Twellman. Twellman looks inside. Now she takes it in the paint. She's going to get tangled up. She's going to be fouled, and we're going to have our first foul of the game. They're going to call that on Martin, her first, team's first. So Sparks comes out, Gam comes in. Dieters is inbounded along the baseline on the near side, finds Twellman. Twellman immediately goes up. It's off the rim, touches about every side of it, no good. And now they wrestle for the basketball, and it comes away, and now Dieters gets the steal. Twellman has it taken away from her. Now we're back and forth. Finally, it's back in the hands of Dieters. Dieters maintains their dribble, even though it got a little messy down in there. Bounce pass to Gam. Gam looks, nothing there. Finds Charlton. Charlton pulls up from the paint. Her shot's up. It's no good. Dieters saves the ball from going out of bounds. Her spin around shot's up and good. And Bowling Green gets on the board finally, 10-2 with 2:16 to go in the first. And there's a steal by Charlton. Now it's loose on the court. Coming away with it is Martin. Martin run against Dieters. She finally crosses the timeline. Skips it near side to Arndt. Back over in the far corner. That's Trower's long three. It hits the backboard. No good. Arndt with the rebound. She loses the handle. It's going to go out of bounds. And it'll go, they're going to say it's last touch by Bowling Green. I feel like I need an oxygen tank up here.
There's a lot happening.
There is a lot happening. So inbound the ball is Trower. Trower feeds it right into Ross. Ross swings back up to Martin. Martin takes it to the free throw line. She kicks it over the far side to Trower. She eyes the three. It's a no good. And they're going to block out, but Grace Twellman got her arm wrapped around. So Twellman will pick up the foul. So her first, team's first. Sparks checks in now for Twellman. Evans to inbound the ball along the baseline on the near side for Mark Twain. She waits for her offense to move. She's looking for Arndt. They get her up top. She's at the top of the key, takes it to the far side, dishes it to Martin, now to Trower. Trower backs it up. She's guarded by Dieters. Now swings it to Arndt over on the far wing. Down low to Evans. Evans is on the block. She shoots over top of everybody. Her shot's up. It's no good. Dieters swats it out, and she comes away with the loose basketball. Dieters working against the defense here as her and Emma Ross are going toe-to-toe. Shots up. It's no good. Ball's loose. Emma Ross throws it out front for Trower. Trower about has her pocket pick, but spins away as Dieters goes past her. Now Martin, far side to Arndt. Arndt over on the far wing, bounce pass to Martin. Martin looks inside, nothing there. They're looking for that back door, back up to Ross. Ross swings it back near side to Arndt. Up top to Trower. Trower skips it all alone over on the block is what I was trying to say, to Martin. And her shot's up and good. Back to a 10-point lead, matches the largest of the night from Mark Twain. Minute to go here in the first quarter. 12-2 is our score. Near side with it to Gam. Gam holds the ball above her head. Now back up to Sparks, top of the key. She swings it to Fairchild. Fairchild looks inside, nothing there, so she back to Gam. Gam finds Charlton at the free throw line. She takes all the way around. She tries to shoot and draw the foul. It's blocked. Ends up in the hands of Martin. Martin throws it up to Trower. Trower's going in for the left-handed layup, but she took one too many steps. Got excited, saw the open lane, and she was headed towards the goal. So Twellman's going to come in and give Dieters a little bit of a breather. 38 ticks to go here in the first. Charlton inbounds to Twellman. Twellman brings it across the timeline. She works it, brings it near side to Dieters. Or excuse me, to Sparks. Dieters is on the bench. Charlton with it now to Fairchild. Fairchild needs to put the ball on the court before she gets the 5-second call. Now she goes near side with the Charlton. Charlton on the wing. Takes it down to the block, backs it up, picks up her dribble, and we've got a timeout on the court. So with 13.9 seconds to go here in the first quarter, Bowling Green calls a timeout. Mark Twain leads the Lady Cats 12-2. You're listening to Area High School Basketball on Eagle 102.
When you support a locally owned pharmacy, you're contributing to the growth of the community. The dollars you spend stay right here to support our local community. Health Mart pharmacies are locally owned pharmacies. There's one right here. Health Mart pharmacists have a personal commitment to their communities because, just like you, they support their community. Health Mart pharmacies are locally owned and hometown proud.
Louisiana is a Health Mart town. Family Drug Health Mart Pharmacy. The right people, the right price, right downtown. Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
High school sports on KJFM is brought to you by Abel's Quick Shops, Mike's Tire and Service Center, and All Parts.
So Bowling Green will have the ball along the baseline. As Dieters gets it in, she's back into the game, feeds it to Sparks. Sparks back to Dieters. Dieters finds Charlton. Charlton takes it up. Her shot's partially blocked, but on the other side is Fairchild. Her shot's up and good. And make sure, and that is how the first quarter ends. It's Mark Twain leading the Bobcats 12-4. We've got second quarter action coming your way next here on Eagle 102.
Hey, this is Ryan with Mid-America Auto and Towing in Bowling Green, and we've got the lot looking good and ready to go. We've got something for everybody's budget. We have a constant rotation of new inventory, including cars, trucks, and SUVs. So if you're out and you're looking for a new car, come by and see me. Mid-America Auto and Towing, just off Highway 54 in Bowling Green, is a one-stop shop. Like us on Facebook or check out our website, midamericaautoandtowing.com.
I'm Tylee Mills, the CEO of Pike County Memorial Hospital. You've heard it from your friends, family, and even neighbors. They choose Pike County Memorial Hospital. Quality care from quality people. Pike County Memorial Hospital.
Bringing you all the action from the Eagle 102 broadcast booth. Sponsored by Family Drug in Louisiana.
Well, Kinley, I think after the first quarter, if Bowling Green's going to concentrate on something, it's actually taking time to make a good shot.
Absolutely. I think they're getting really rushed, and they're letting Mark Twain rush them, and they're not playing their game.
So maybe now that they've got a quarter under their belt, things will calm down just a little bit. As Bowling Green has the ball to start the second quarter, as Mark Twain leads this one 12-4. So Sparks inbounds to Dieters. Dieters brings it across the timeline. Over to Sparks again. Sparks on the far wing up top to Twellman. Looks near side to Fairchild, to Dieters. Dieters takes it along the baseline. Her shot's partially blocked, gets her own rebound, but this time she's going to head to the free throw line. So Dieters will head, and we'll see who they call the foul on. They're going to call that on Arndt. That'll be her first, team second. Haley Chandler back in the basketball game as well, as Charlton was getting a little bit of a breather. First free throw shot is up and no good for Dieters. So she's going to come in. Charlton is for Fairchild. As Dieters set for the second free throw shot. It's up. It's off the back of the rim, and with the rebound is Ross. Ross, that's Emma, brings it across the timeline. Works it around over the far side to Martin. Martin looks down low to Evans. Evans shoots over top the defense. It's up and good. So Emily Evans gets in the ball, or gets in the scorebooks, and it's back to a 10-point lead, 14-4, as we're just getting started here in the second. Twellman with it on the wing in the middle of Mark Twain's bench, up top between the circles to Sparks. Swings it to Charlton on the far side. Charlton looks, finds Twellman again. Twellman was looking into the high post, nothing there. Now to Dieters. She works her dribble over on the far side. Back with it to Sparks. To Twellman again, kind of working around that arc, looking for something inside. She skips it to Charlton. Charlton between the circles. Back to Twellman. Twellman working around, trying to get away from Martin. Now she finds a hole. She takes it to the block. Skip passes it over to Charlton. It's going to go out of bounds. Charlton had some help as she made her way out of bounds. So it'll stay with Bowling Green. And that's going to be called on Evans. That'll be her first, team's third. So now Dieters will inbound it, gets it right into Chandler. Chandler loses a handle on it, ball's loose, and they're scrapping on the floor for it. Coming away with it is Mark Twain. And now Dieters is going to foul, I believe, Audrey Ross over there. Audrey gets it into Arndt. Arndt brings it to Emma. Emma near side. In the corner with it now, holds it Lady Tigers. Back up top to Arndt. Arndt to Trower. That is Trower. Trower backs up. She wears number 24. Bowling Green in a zone, a 1-2-2. Martin gets it underneath to Arndt. Arndt shots up. It's no good, but Grace Twellman is going to pick up a foul. That'll be her second, team second. And it'll send Autumn Arndt to the free throw line. So Arndt stands at the charity stripe. Be her first attempts this evening. First shot's up, and it's money. 11-point lead, the largest of the night for Mark Twain, as Arndt stands for the second. It's on the way. It rims in and out, no good. With the rebound is Emma Ross, though. Her shot's up and good. So her putback is good. And it makes it a 13-point game. 17-4, 6:13 to go in the half. Over to the far side with it is Sparks. Swinging it around the horn now in the corner to Charlton. Charlton eyes a three. It's off the mark. No good. With it is Emma Ross. Emma pushes it up the far court on the far side. She stops. Is she going to travel? She had a good idea there. She picked the ball up. She was looking to feed it underneath, but unfortunately that got closed off quickly, and then she had no place to go.
She knew what she wanted to do, but her feet didn't listen.
That's never happened to
Never.
you. Never happened to
Never.
you. Dieters with it now on the far side to Sparks. Sparks saves it from going out of bounds, feeds it to Chandler, top of the key now with it to Twelman, near side to Charlton. Charlton bounced past the Sparks underneath, and she's going to be fouled. We have a foul on the floor. And they're going to call that on Trower. It'll be her first. Team's fourth. As Dieters inbounds the ball on the near side. Gets it to Charlton up top to Sparks. Right back to Dieters. She wants a long three, and it's money. Grace Dieters with the long tray and makes it a 10-point game again, 17-7. Mark Twain still on top. Trower brings it across the timeline, dishes it to Arndt. She lobs it down low to Evans. Evans shots up. It's no good, partially because the foul from Sparks is going to send her to the free throw line. So Evans, who has 2 here in the second quarter, going to head to the charity stripe and attempt to score 2 with the clock stopped as Jade Meyer set to sub in. First free throw shot is up and good. She'll get a second. So Audrey Ross also checking back in the ball game for Trower. Meyer came in for Chandler. Free throw shot on the way. It's off the back of the rim. And Twelman gets the rebound. And they're going to call a travel. What did I miss?
She went to pass the ball as her teammate turned her back, and she ran up and caught her own ball.
Okay. I was like, I just marked a line through my sheet here, and all of a sudden. So Audrey Ross takes it to the hole. Her shot's no good. Martin tries for the putback. It's no good. And Dieters comes away with the loose basketball. She's running against Emma Ross, and Emma's going to pick up her first foul of the night. I can probably safely say that Emma Ross consistently has been one of the hardest players that I've seen play over the last 4 years. I mean, I don't think she has a slow down button.
Oh, yeah, she goes all out no matter what. I mean, she just plays so hard.
With it is Charlton. Charlton over on the far wing. Looks down low to Sparks. Sparks loses a handle on it, ends up in the hands of the Tigers. However, Grace Twelman takes it back. Her shot's no good, and now we're going to have a timeout. Mark Twain wants to talk about it this time. We'll hear from some of our sponsors. With 4:53 to go in the first half, Mark Twain leads Bowling Green by the score of 18-7. You're listening to high school basketball on Eagle 102.
Bundle at Pike County Mutual Insurance and save. Ask about the great rates on your personal vehicle, farm trucks, big or small, or even your motorcycle and side-by-sides. Stop by and see myself, Corey Buchanan, Buddy Bibb, or Kathy Gam at your hometown insurance company since 1895. Pike County Mutual Insurance on the square in Bowling Green.
Eagle 102 Sports on KJFM is brought to you by Ingram Plumbing, Bowling Green Pharmacy, and Mid-America Auto and Towing.
Coming out of the timeout, 4:53 to go here in the half. Mark Twain leads Bowling Green 18-7. They've led the entire game. 13 is the most they've led by. It's Mark Twain's basketball as Arndt's going to walk it down the court. Emma Ross is going to go over to the side. They're looking to shut her down. They finally get it to Ross as she crosses the timeline. Between the circles, they feed it inside to Evans. Back out to Audrey Ross. Her shot's no good. And ball's loose. Coming away with it is Martin. Martin back out to Emma. Emma between the circles. Brings it back near side, working it around, dishes it off to Audrey. Audrey out by the half-court line, back to Emma. They're trying to cut off that pass as Emma and Twelman go toe-to-toe. And we're going to have a travel by Martin. That is the 7th turnover here in the basketball game for Mark Twain. Bowling Green sitting with just 4 at this moment. Fairchild checking back in the ball game now for Twelman. Dieters with it now for the Lady Cats. Charlton comes across the timeline, and they spread out this offense. Sparks with it over on the far wing. Sparks looks inside, finds Meyer. Meyer up top, swinging it around now with it to Charlton. Charlton back up top to Dieters. Dieters thought about the long three. Instead, she takes in the paint. Her floating shot's up. It's no good. Ball's tipped around a couple different times. Coming away with it is Audrey Ross, and she's going to carry it. And that's one of those times it just takes an unfortunate high bounce, and you can't quite keep your hand on top of it. We've got another sub coming in as Stevens is going to check in the basketball game. Sometimes you feel sorry for poor freshmen. They forget to check in. She had a good JV game, and she was pretty active there on the court. Dieters brings it across the timeline now for the Bobcats. She works it around, brings it near side to Stevens. Stevens on the wing, back up top to Sparks. Sparks puts the ball in the court, dishes it off to Fairchild. Fairchild looking for some help, has her pocket picked and knocked away. Coming back with it now is Evans. Evans is going to take it to the hole. Her shot's up and good. Emily Evans with 5 on the night. Back to that 13-point lead, 20-7, 3:30 to go here in the half. Dieters with the basketball. Bounce pass near side to Stevens. Stevens and Taylor Martin puts her hand on top of the basketball, and we're going to have a jump ball. Trower checking back in the basketball game now for Martin as Bowling Green gets another turnover as the possession arrow favored the Lady Tigers. So Arndt is going to bring it across the timeline. Probably as soon as they cross, they're going to feed it to Ross. That's Emma. Oh, no, they're going to the other side to Audrey. Back to Arndt over on the far wing. She takes it down the corner, lobs it inside to Evans. Evans is going to travel. So all of a sudden, the Mark Twain Lady Tigers have kind of gotten a little turnover happy here in the second. But they still have the lead at 20-7, 3:09 to go here in the first half. Dieter swings it back again near side to Stevens. Stevens at the top of Mark Twain's bench, dishes it off to Charlton. Charlton skips it far side to Fairchild. Fairchild looks, now Dieters. Dieters between the circles. Dribbles, crossover dribble. She has her pocket picked by Ross. And that's Emma. Emma takes it all the way in with the, well, she attempts to with the left-handed layup, but I believe she's going to be fouled by Fairchild. And that is her first. Team's fourth. Grace Twellman and Haley Chandler both coming back into the basketball game as Stevens will come out along with Fairchild. Evans will inbound the basketball along the baseline on the far side. As she slaps the basketball, she waits. Audrey Ross is all alone up top, but they dish it to Trower. She wanted 3. It's no good, but with the rebound is Evans. Evans picks it up and drops it in. 22-7 is our score. Mark Twain leads this one. Dieters with the basketball. Bounce pass near side to Twellman. Back up top to Charlton. She eyes the 3. It's off the front of the rim. It's no good. Twellman with the rebound. Twellman loses it. Ball's loose and finally coming away with this Trower as I think the ball was kind of punched away from Twellman underneath and end up in the hands of Mark Twain. And then Trower tried to save the basketball from going out of bounds on the far side, but she touched that out of bounds line, so it's back in the hands of the Lady Cats. Dieters has her pocket picked by Ross. Ross don't foul as Ross's shot's no good. Twellman comes in, gets the rebound, hands it back to Dieters. Dieters working against Ross. Far side to Sparks in the front court. Sparks over on the far wing, dishes it off to Chandler, now between the circles to Twellman, near side to Charlton. Charlton looks down low. She's working against against Arndt. And we've got another timeout. Coach Runyon wants to talk to his Lady Cats. We'll hear from sponsors. 22-7 is your score. Mark Twain leads it with 1:50 to go in the half. You're listening to high school basketball on Eagle 102.
The Mercantile Bank of Louisiana is introducing Merc BK Mobile with the ability to take a picture of your check and deposit it into your Mercantile Bank account. You'll never have to worry about getting to the bank. Find more information by visiting mercbk.com. The Mercantile Bank, located on the corner of 3rd and Georgia Streets in downtown Louisiana. Member FDIC.
Area High School Sports on Eagle 102 is brought to you by Community State Bank of Missouri, Family Drug, and Pike County Health Department, Home Health and Hospice.
We are 1:50 from the half. Don't forget, we'll have your Sailor Satellite Center halftime report for you coming up. Marion Everhart, Kinley Charlton in with you this evening, as this is kind of the final matchup of area high school basketball before Christmas break. And then something that was kind of uncommon years ago, there are some games actually scheduled between Christmas and New Year's. Assuming that everybody stays out of protocol, we'll keep you updated on that. Reminder, you can always find a full recap of scores by visiting our scoreboard page at kjfmradio.com. So it'll be Bowling Green's basketball. They will have it under their own basket, almost in the corner on the near side. They're going to be all the way at the end of Mark Twain as Dieters will inbound the ball. The rest of the Lady Cats set up in the box style. Everybody moves to their left. Dieters looks, feeds it up top to Sparks. Sparks working against Trower. Now to Twellman. Twellman hands it back to Dieters. Dieters eyes a long three. It's off the front of the rim. No good. With the rebound is Evans. Evans comes away with it, dishes it off to Emma Ross. She's going to hand it to Autumn Arndt. Arndt's going to cross the timeline, swing it over to Trower. Trower is their three-point shooter, but she's working against Sparks on the wing. Back up top with it to Audrey Ross. Her shot's on the way. It's no good. It's going to go out of bounds. Last touch by Mark Twain. Back to the Lady Cats. So 22-7 is our score. It's the largest lead of the night for Mark Twain right now. We're down to a minute 20 to go in the half. Dieters with it over on the far wing. Lobs it to Charlton. Charlton wasn't ready for it. It ends up in the hands of Arndt. Arndt throws it up to Ross. That's Emma. She goes inside to Evans. Evans' shot's blocked by Twellman. She kicks it out to Audrey. Audrey's shot's no good, and it's Sparks pulling down the rebound. Now to Dieters. Dieters over on the far side. Brings it up on the wing. Bounce pass down low to Charlton. She spins around. Her shot's high off the backboard. It's no good. With the rebound is Dieters. Dieters back up top to Sparks, but it's taken away by Trower, but I believe Sparks is going to pick up the foul. Yep. So that's her second, team's fifth.
I'm actually very impressed with the fouls for this game so far. Usually we're already in double bonus and everyone's shooting, but both teams have kept it pretty low.
They have, and really these refs are kind of letting them play tonight. Yeah. And that's kind of, the girls are working hard. There's nothing dirty about the way they're playing. They're all just playing hard, and Twellman gets a steal now, and she dishes it off to Dieters. Dieters brings it across the timeline. Bounce pass back up to Twellman. Twellman works it between the circles. Back to Charlton. Charlton over on the far side to Sparks. Sparks looks inside, nothing there. Now feeds it in the near corner to Twellman. Twellman to Dieters. Dieters and Ross tangling up, and it's going to be Ross's second foul. That's the team's fifth. And she's probably going to come out and take a little bit of a breather as Adeline Palmer is going to check in the basketball game. That's exactly what happens. They don't need Emma Ross in foul trouble with only 15 seconds to go here in the half. So Twellman gets it into Dieters. So Dieters right back to Twellman. Twellman looks inside, nothing there. Now to Chandler. Chandler swings it to Sparks. We're down to 6 seconds. Charlton, long three. She's trying to bank it in, not there. With the rebound is Evans. Ball's loose, and Charlton saves it, but not in time. That's the end of the first half as Mark Twain leads us win 22-7. We have your Cellular and Satellite Center halftime report coming up next here on Eagle 102.
The Eagle 102 halftime report is coming up, brought to you by Cellular and Satellite Center in Bowling Green.
Cellular and Satellite Center is the only stop you need to make when it comes to satellite providers, offering DirecTV and Dish Network along with antenna installs. Now a special message from Matthew Niemeyer himself.
If you call an 800 number and they say we will be the local installer, they are wrong.
Contact Matthew at Cellular and Satellite Center in Bowling Green, your local authorized dealer.
Ingram Plumbing has always been known for its outstanding plumbing service. But did you know that Ingram's is also the largest retail plumbing supply store in the area? We carry Delta faucets, a complete line of Whirlpool tubs and showers, jacuzzi pumps, and many other specialty items. Stop by Ingram Plumbing today, Highway 61, Bowling Green.
Farmers, the crew at Mike's Tire and Service Center is here to serve you. They know the hours you put in, which makes it difficult to get that equipment in for service. Therefore, they offer on-the-farm tire repair. Hi folks, my name is Cody Kirkendall, Mike's Tire and Service Center, located on Business Highway 61 in Bowling Green.
Daily life is a bit different right now than what we're used to, but let's remember that this too shall pass and try to find ways to keep positive, help others in need, spend quality time with family, exercise, pray, do something that helps you feel empowered and moving forward. Vicki Cadwalder, Real Estate, praying for good to come out of trials.
Hear all the action from the Eagle 102 broadcast booth, sponsored by Family Drug in Louisiana.
It's now time for the Eagle 102 halftime report on KJFM, sponsored by Cellular and Satellite Center in Bowling Green.
At the half, it's the Mark Twain Lady Tigers leading the Bowling Green Lady Bobcats by the score of 22-7. At the end of the first quarter, Mark Twain had the lead 12-4, and really Kinley probably in the second quarter more than any other quarter. Turnovers was the name of the game. Mark Twain has a total of 10, and really Bowling Green's right behind him with 9, but Bowling Green had 7 in the second quarter alone.
Yeah, I mean, that's what's really going to hurt them. If they want to stay in this game, they're going to have to keep the ball in their hands and make good decisions with it.
One of the things that we talked about in the pregame show as far as keys to the game was rebounds, and really, Bowling Green's gotten in there and gotten some good rebounds, but they just can't seem to get the ball to fall through the hoop.
Definitely the second quarter, they boarded a lot more than they did the first quarter, but either it gets taken from them or when they get down there, I mean, they got to take great shots. I mean, they can't just take any shot.
You mean that looking for the good shots, just not throwing up the basketball? Is that what you're trying to say?
That is what I'm trying to say.
That is what you're trying to say. I think we've heard a coach yell that every now and again. Take a good shot. Don't just throw it up and hope it goes through. I think there's one or two coaches in the area that we've heard use that. As far as scoring goes, unfortunately, Bowling Green is at a goose egg for the free throw line, but they've only been there once, and that was Grace Dieters. She's 0 for 2 from the charity stripe. She does have 5 of the 7 points. The other 2 come from Isabella Fairchild, who knocked down a field goal in the first quarter. For Mark Twain, they've done a decent job of spreading out the basketball. Right now, leading them is Emily Evans. She has 7 on the night. Emma Ross has 6. Then Taylor Martin with 4. Autumn Arndt with 3, and Audrey Ross with 2 from the charity stripe. Right now, the Mark Twain Lady Tigers are 2 for 4. As we mentioned, Mark Twain with a total of 10 turnovers here in the first half, Bowling Green with 9. Let's take a break on the Cellular Satellite Center halftime report. We're on the second. When we return for the second half of the report, we'll see if we can track down some scores from other games going on in and around the areas. You're listening to Area High School Basketball on Eagle 102.
Cellular and Satellite Center is the only stop you need to make when it comes to satellite providers, offering DirecTV and Dish Network along with antenna installs. Now, a special message from Matthew Niemeyer himself.
If you call an 800 number and they say we will be the local installer, they are wrong.
Contact Matthew at Cellular and Satellite Center in Bowling Green, your local authorized dealer.
Hello, everyone. This is Mark Gooden from Community State Bank of Missouri in Bowling Green and Troy. On behalf of the officers, directors, and staff, we would like to extend our holiday greetings. Merry Christmas from Community State Bank of Missouri, your hometown bank since 1887. Member FDIC.
As many as 50% of people don't take their medication as prescribed. Missing or not taking medication can be deadly. For questions about medication, visit your local Health Mart pharmacy, Bowling Green Pharmacy, located right on the square at 8 North Court in Bowling Green.
Need a little good news in your life? State Farm has new, lower car insurance rates in Missouri, so you can now get the service and convenience of State Farm agent Cindy Blaylock at an even better price. Call me today at 573-754-5575. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
High School Sports on KJFM is brought to you by Pike County Mutual Insurance, Brown's Processing, and Bank of Louisiana.
At the half, right now, Mark Twain Lady Tigers lead Bowling Green by the score of 22-7. Games already completed this evening. Louisiana was hosting Palmyra. The girls, the Lady Bulldogs, fell to the Lady Panthers 63-9. The boys' game's underway. Silex Lady Owls are playing in New Haven tonight, but that game has not started yet. They had a junior varsity game that started at 6 beforehand, so if we don't have that score for you before we wrap things up this evening, of course, we'll have that for you on KJFMradio.com, and we'll get you a Louisiana boys score for you just as soon as they get some of those posted as well. Kinley, there's some positives that the Lady Cats can take out of this one. First of all, they have not allowed Mark Twain's three-point shooter to knock down a 3 tonight. So Elizabeth Trower, she's still looking for her first points of the night. So she's still looking there. They've held Emma Ross to 6. And I think that's, she averages 13.3 a game. And then really the one thing that they're going to have to concentrate on is finding an answer for Emily Evans underneath the basket. They're going to have to find ways to block her out.
I mean, yeah, everyone's got to know where their girl is at all times and be sure they're picking her up, because if she has that open shot, she's going to take it, and she's pretty accurate from down there.
Yes, she is. She has a nice spin around down there. When she gets on the block, she's able to use her body to get in position and line it up to drop it in. So, as far as Bowling Green goes, there are some positives to take away with this, but personally, I would like to see a little bit I would like to see some more man-to-man, a little tighter man-to-man maybe is what it is, more aggressive man-to-man, and see where that takes us. Now, the only problem is Emma Ross, she's going to be the key factor in that one, because you can't get too out of hand or she's going to go right past you.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, if she sees that opportunity, she's going to take it.
Yeah, you can't give her any open holes, any lanes, open lanes to get between you and the basket. She's going to take it there. So that would be the only thing. We talked about not seeing it. I feel kind of confident at this point we're probably not going to see a full court press from Mark Twain. When they're leading 22-7, I don't think we will. They may make a liar out of me if the game gets a little tighter. But they've done a nice job defensively, and they're getting good positions underneath the board and really out front. They're able to slow down Bowling Green pretty nicely, so I don't know what kind of adjustments they're really going to have to make on their end.
I think Bowling Green mostly just needs to focus on, getting those boards and shutting down Mark Twain underneath the basket if they want to stay in this game, and then on the offensive end, really running their plays and not letting Mark Twain decide what shots they're going to take and how they're going to run it down there.
Yeah, don't rush your shots by any means. Nobody in any real foul trouble. Neither team got into the bonus here in the first quarter, so we'll look for maybe just a little bit more aggressive play here in the second as everybody's got some fouls to give. That's going to take care of the Cellular Satellite Center halftime report. We've got second half action coming your way next here on Eagle 102.
Here's one question that has no wrong answer. Are you going to choose the new Shell and Fuel Rewards card to be used at Shell stations, or the Shell and Fuel Rewards MasterCard that can be used everywhere MasterCard is accepted? With both, you save 10 cents per gallon up to 20 gallons every time you fill up. And you also earn 10% rebates on your first $1,200 in non-fuel purchases per year at Shell stations. See? You can't go wrong with either. Visit www.shell.us/getrewards and apply today. At participating Shell stations only. Terms and conditions apply.
Eagle 102 Sports on KJFM is brought to you by People's Bank and Trust, County Market in Louisiana, and Bowling Green Insurance.
So we're getting ready to get started here in the second half. Again, as we mentioned, this is pretty much the last game before Christmas break for the area teams. To my knowledge, I don't know that we have any playing tomorrow night, and I know for sure we don't have any playing on Wednesday night, but there are some games scheduled between Christmas and New Year's. If you go to kjfmradio.com, about halfway down, we have a monthly list of the schedules for you. I know Van Far boys and girls are going to host Cairo. Clopton girls will be hosting Troy. I believe Clopton boys are going to host Orchard Farm. And these are things that these teams were supposed to be playing in the Moberly area community college shootout, but they canceled that. But encourage the teams to play the teams that they were supposed to do anyway, see if they could work out an area. Well, Clopton was supposed to be playing Paris. Paris opted not to play. So they picked up a couple games, but Cairo is coming to Van Far for boys and girls action on the 30th, I believe, if I remember correctly. But again, those full schedules are online at kjfmradio.com. Bowling Green's going to have the ball to start the second half. It's going to be Charlton, Dieter, Sparks, Twellman, and Fairchild. For Mark Twain, you have Ross, Arndt, Evans, and Trower. So Dieter's with the basketball for the Lady Cats. Over to the far side of Twellman. Twellman, one dribble. Now to Fairchild. Fairchild looks near side with it to Dieters. Dieters takes it all the way in. Her shot's up. It's partially blocked. She's going to go to the free throw line, and that could be the third foul on Emma Ross. We'll see what they hold up. Nope, they're going to call it on Arndt instead. That'll be her second. Team's first, but Dieters heads back to the charity stripe. See if she can get one through. Shots up and good. I would say that's probably the way you want to start the second half.
I would say so. Those free throws are going to make a big difference here at the end.
So Dieter's first shot is on the way. Her second from the charity stripe. Off the back of the rim. Ball's tipped away, coming away at the rebound is Ross. That's Audrey. She throws it up across court to Trower. Trower over on the far wing. Back up top with it to Arndt. Arndt between the circles. Bounce pass as she splits the defenders to Ross. And Ross is going to be fouled by Twellman, and that'll be her third. And they don't need a Twellman in foul trouble. So inbounding the ball is Evans. Along the baseline, she looks, gets it up to Trower, but it's Twellman that tips it into the backcourt. She saves it from going out of bounds. Twellman, look at that coming up. A little athleticism. She snuck in there. She was able to hold it down, gets the ball to Dieters. Dieters takes it in the paint. She shoots over top of everybody. It's no good. Tips the ball around, and it's Charlton who tries to save it, but she's helped out of bounds. No, they're going to say it was last touch by Charlton. So Emma Ross will now inbound to Arndt. Arndt's going to bring it across the timeline. She brings it up. She'll be picked up by Sparks. Sparks meets her at the timeline. She crosses her crossover dribble now near side to Audrey. Audrey tries to feed it down low, and it's taken away by Charlton. Charlton hands it up to Fairchild, back to Dieters. Dieters Works it around over on the far side. Gets it to Twellman. Twellman up top to Fairchild. Working it around now to Sparks on the far wing. Back up top to Dieters. Dieters loses a handle. May have gotten away with a little bit of a carry there. Takes it into the paint. Her shot's up. It's no good. With the rebound is Audrey Ross. Ross about has her pocket picked. And now Dieters is, they're going to say she carried. Could have swore they were probably going to call that on Dieters if she was doing a little reaching in there.
Lady Cat defense definitely came out with some fire this second half. It's what they need, though, if they want to stay in this game.
So Charlton hands it off to Dieters. Bowling Green's caused 3 turnovers here in the first minute and a half against Mark Twain. So up top with it is Sparks. Swings it to Twellman. Twellman looks inside. Now she puts the ball on the court. She takes it in the paint, and she's going to be fouled. And they're going to call that on Audrey Ross. That is her first, team second. So it looks like Martin's going to come back in the basketball game. She's coming in for Audrey. Dieters will inbound the basketball along the baseline on the near side. She's standing on the arm. Mark Twain underneath the basket. Gets it in Charlton. Charlton up Sparks. Right back to Dieters. Dieters loses a handle. Gets it back. Finds Charlton. Charlton spins into some traffic and it's going to go out of bounds. And it's going to stay with Bowling Green. When Charlton spun underneath, there's 2 bodies right there waiting on her. Dieters going to inbound it now. Gets it Charlton again. Charlton from the block extended. Skips it up top to Sparks. Sparks with the left hand. One dribble, needs some help, gets it to Dieters. Dieters finds a hole. She goes through. Her shot's up. It's no good. With the rebound is Evans. Evans off to Ross. Kicks it up to cross court to Arndt. Arndt works it in to Trower. Trower wants a 3. It's off the rim. No good. With the rebound is Martin. Martin takes over the far side. Now back up top with it to Arndt. Arndt guarded by Sparks. Works it. Brings it to the near side. Dishes it off to Trower. She's up top against Mark Twain's bench. Down low to Evans. Evans shots up. It's no good. She's going to the free throw line where she's going to get to shoot 2 once again. She's 1 for 2 there this evening. And they're going to call that on Fairchild. That'll be her second. Team second. Chandler's going to check in the basketball game after the first shot from Evans. First free throw shot is on the money. 23-8 is our score. So Fairchild comes out. Chandler returns. Evans to shoot the second. Shots up, and it's also good. 24-8 is the score. Mark Twain continues to lead this basketball game. Dieters brings it near side to Twellman. Twellman about even with the Coach Chin at the Bowling Green bench. Gets it to Chandler. Chandler has her pocket picked by Evans. Evans takes it all the way down. They lose a handle on it, and Dieters comes away with it. Dieters pushes it up. She finds Charlton. Charlton's all alone. Her shot's up and good. Kaylin Charlton with her first 2 of the night makes it a 24-10 game. 5:17 to go in the third. Arndt with the basketball. She gets it off to Ross. Down the far corner to Trower. Trower looks, and Martin's standing over here wide open, and they're going to call 3 seconds in the lane on Mark Twain. And Kinley, that is the 5th turnover here in the third quarter just for Mark Twain, and we're not even halfway through.
I mean, Mark Twain's, I think, digging themselves in a hole here with their turnovers and stuff. I mean, it's kind of like it's different than they were the first quarter. I mean, they had nothing.
So Dieters bounce passes to Twellman. Twellman works it back to Dieters. She eyes the 3 instead, puts the ball in the court and goes underneath, and she's going to travel. She may have been getting away with that one for a little while, so to get caught now is not too terribly bad. 4:50 to go in the third. Again, Mark Twain leads this one at 24-10. Arndt brings it across the timeline, brings it near side to Taylor. Or excuse me, to Martin. Taylor Martin. And there's another turnover for Mark Twain. As Chandler reaches down and helps Trower up off the court. Avery Gam checking in the basketball game now. She's going to come in for Chandler. As Charlton will inbound the basketball at the end of Mark Twain's bench. She'll feed it into Dieters. Dieters will take her time, crossing the timeline. She'll get picked up by Emma Ross as soon as she does. And they're between the circles. Feeds it to Gam over on the far side. Gam looks. Back up top to Twellman. Twellman dribbles with the left hand. Bounce pass in the near corner to Charlton. Charlton along the baseline. Back out to Gam. Back to Charlton. Charlton's too far under. She tries to create some space. Sits off the rim. No good. Twellman's there for the putback. It's no good, but Grace Twellman is headed to the charity stripe. Audrey Ross is set to check back into this basketball game. And again, that is the third on Emma Ross. Team's third as well. So Twellman. Shots up, off the mark, and it is no good. So Audrey Ross comes in for Martin. So both Rosses are on the court at the same time again as Twellman gets ready for another shot. Shot on the way. Rims in and out, no good. With the rebound is Arndt. Arndt pushes it up the court. She's going to be met by Dieter. She spins out. Now at the head of the Mark Twain bench. Looks, back it up, resets this offense. Back to Audrey Ross. Audrey, bounce pass in the near corner to Trower. Trower wants that three. Oh, rims in and out. She's been trying for that all night, and Charlton gets a hold of it, and she finally creates some space, gives herself some room there, and gets the ball in the hands of Dieters. I like how she wrapped that ball up.
She wouldn't let go.
There's nobody going to take that basketball away from her. Sparks with it now. She feeds it over the far side to Dieters, now in the corner to Gam. Gam getting some pressure from Evans. Evans applying some really good pressure down there, and they're able to get it into the hands of Twellman. Now back to Charlton. Charlton, one bounce, she skips it, and it's maybe a little telegraph there as it's taken away by Mark Twain. Trower with it now. She works her way around the defense. Her shot's up, and it's no good. And we're going to have a foul. I believe that's going to go against Gam. And she tried to strip the ball from behind. No, they're calling a Sparks. And that'll be her third, team's third. And it's going to send Arndt to the free throw line. So first free throw shot is short. She'll get the second. Fairchild and Meyer check in for Gam and Twellman. As Arndt set for a second. 24-10 is our score, 3:19 to go. It's been all Mark Twain here to this point. Second free throw shot on the way from Arndt is good. Back to a 15-point lead for the Lady Tigers. Dieters working it to Charlton on the near side. Charlton bounce pass to Meyer, swings it to Sparks. Sparks over to Fairchild. Fairchild back up top with it to Dieters. Finds Charlton at the free throw line, down low to Fairchild. Fairchild needs some space. She takes it and she goes up. Her shot's just short. Charlton comes back in for the putback. I wonder if she knew where she was shooting that.
I'm not sure she did. I think she was just shooting.
Okay, I felt confident I could ask you that as her back was to the basket, and she kind of spun and just threw it up, but she drew the foul, and that's what counts. So she's going to the free throw line to shoot two as the clock is stopped. First free throw shot's up and good, and that's the way to do it. Makes it 25-11. Adeline Palmer coming in now for Evans. Picking up that foul was Audrey Ross, her second. Charlton ready to drop a second one. Shot on the way. Rims in and out, no good. She comes in, and unfortunately now she's going to pick up the foul. It's only her first, but it'll be fourth team foul. 25-11 is our score. 2:53 to go here in the third. Mark Twain leads Bowling Green as Autumn Arndt's going to bring it across the timeline. Rosses are in each wing, and down low is Evans. In the near corner is Trower. Audrey to Trower. Back up top with it to Audrey. Swings it far side to Arndt. Arndt at the elbow. Skips it near side to Audrey. Audrey stops, pops for two. Her shot's up. It's no good. Sparks with the rebound. And they try to throw it out, and Fairchild saves it from going out of bounds. And they get in the hands of Dieters. Dieters on the near wing. Dribbles it around. She's working against Emma. Finds Charlton. Charlton waits, gets it to Fairchild. Fairchild looks down low to Charlton. Charlton tries to create some space. She goes underneath, and Arndt thought they was going to get a foul on her, and when she came back to get it, it kind of bounced off Charlton, and she carried it out of bounds with her. So it heads back to the Lady Tigers. 25-11, 2:11 to go here in the third. Mark Twain still on top as Arndt brings it across the timeline. Looks like they're trying to slow things down just a little bit as Audrey has it on the near side. They find Trower in the near corner. She thought about the three, but back up top to Audrey, now to Arndt in the side, down low on the block to Emma. Emma kicks it to Audrey, and Audrey drains a three. So Audrey Ross with the big tray. And back to a 17-point lead for Mark Twain with 1:40 to go here in the third. Dieters to Charlton. Charlton on the wing, middle of Bowling Green's bench, back up top with it to Fairchild. Fairchild needs some help, back to Charlton again. Charlton looks back door. Underneath, too far underneath the basket is Fairchild, and she's going to be fouled. I believe that's going to go against Audrey Ross again. That'll be her third. team's 5th. And that's going to send Fairchild to the charity stripe. At the free throw line, first free throw shot's on the way, and it's good. So Chandler, Twellman, both returning for Bowling Green for Sparks and Meyer. Evans returns now for Emma Ross. Fairchild at the free throw line for the back end of 2. 28-12 is our score. Second free throw shot on the way. It's off the mark. Evans chases down the rebound. She gets it to Arndt. Arndt's going to bring it across the timeline, throws a long pass up to Palmer, who's in the basketball game. Palmer wears number 23 on her back for the Lady Tigers. The ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Bowling Green. So now Evans will do the inbounding honors. They get it right into Palmer. Palmer shots up and good. And Adeline Palmer adds to the lead. It's an 18-point lead, 30-12 with 1:13 to go in the third. Charlton over on the far wing. Back up top to Chandler. Chandler thought about it. Instead, kicks it off to Dieters. Dieters gives a head fake, takes it down the block. Her shot's up off the glass. It's short. Ball's loose. Evans with the rebound. Evans finds Arndt in the mess of Bobcats, and here comes Dieters flashing from the bag. She causes Arndt to pick up her dribble. Now with it is Trower. Down low to Evans. Evans shots high off the glass. Her rebound comes down the hands of Twellman. Twellman's got to create some space as she's kind of pinned along that baseline. She finally finds Charlton. Dishes it off to Dieters. Dieters up top. Now to Fairchild. Long three from Charlton. It's off the front of the rim. With the rebound is Palmer. Palmer hands it to Arndt. With 30 seconds to go here in the third, Arndt's going to walk it across the timeline. Twellman will pick her up as soon as she crosses. She stands in the circle. Near side with it to Audrey Ross. Audrey, guarded against by Charlton, brings it to the near side all the way down the block. She runs into some defenders. Her shot rolls around it, falls good. So Audrey Ross gets another 2. Give her 5 here in the second half, 7 total in the ball game. Long three from Dieters, and it's no good. With the rebound is Ross, and that's how this third quarter is going to end. Mark Twain has a lead, 32-20. We've got your final quarter of action coming your way next here on Eagle 102.
Your 401k is likely one of your most important assets, but it's only one part of a comprehensive retirement strategy. Edward Jones can help you understand how your retirement assets fit into your entire retirement picture so you can work toward meeting your unique retirement goals. Contact me, Kayla Caldwell, your Edward Jones financial advisor, at 2604 Georgia Street in Louisiana. Edward Jones, making sense of investing, member SIPC.
Show off your school pride today with the Bulldog debit card from Bank of Louisiana. Every time you use your Bulldog debit card, Bank of Louisiana will make a donation to the Louisiana School District. Stop by the bank today and get your new Bulldog debit card so you can start supporting the teachers and students with every swipe. The Bulldog debit card from Bank of Louisiana, member FDIC.
Bringing you all the action from the Eagle 102 broadcast booth, sponsored by Family Drug in Louisiana.
Well, let's try that again. How about the third quarter ended with Mark Twain leading the Bobcats 32-12, a 20-point lead. Thank you, Ethan, for pointing that out, that your mom can't read or speak at this point. We're ready to start the fourth quarter. It'll be Mark Twain's basketball. Again, this is a conference game between these two, as Arndt will bring across the timeline as she's picked up by Sparks. Crossover dribble brings it to the near side to Audrey Ross. Back at the elbow to Evans. Evans takes it in. Her little hook shot's up. It's no good, and Twellman goes in for the rebound. She's going to be fouled in doing so. And Emma Ross just picked up her 4th foul. And I tell you what, that's good news for the Lady Cats. So Twellman brings it across the timeline, gets it to Fairchild over on the far wing. Back up top to Chandler. Chandler looks inside, nothing there to Twellman again out behind the arc. One dribble back to Chandler. Chandler's going to look again. Twellman's open on the side. Twellman looking inside. They're trying to find something, so Twellman's just going to take it in over to the far side. Her spin around shot's up. It's no good. With the putback, though, is Fairchild. So 32-14 is your score. Arndt again, picked up by Sparks at the timeline. Far wing to Audrey Ross. Audrey holds the ball. She's guarded by Charlton. Puts the ball on the court. Working it around. Runs into her own teammate. Now back to Arndt. Arndt looking. And Sparks tries to avoid the foul. And there's going to be a timeout before the 5-second call. Mark Twain wants to talk about. Coach Boswell has to draw up something for his Lady Tigers. We'll hear from some of our sponsors. With 6:54 to go here in the basketball game, Mark Twain leads Bowling Green 32-14. You're listening to high school basketball on Eagle 102.
Bowling Green Insurance is here to serve all your insurance needs. Bowling Green Insurance offers companies to cover your farm, home, auto, and crop needs. Call Fred or Jackie today to get a customized quote that will fit you and your budget. Bowling Green Insurance is an independent insurance agency. That means they can offer several companies to fit you. Give Bowling Green Insurance a call today to get a quote. 573-324-5762 or 573-324-CROP.
Area High School Sports on Eagle 102 is brought to you by Cellular and Satellite Center, the Mercantile Bank, and Bowling Green Tractor.
Well, on the inbounds play, it was picked off by Dieters. Now with it, going the other direction is Audrey Ross. Her shot's up off the glass, nice and easy, and it was good. 34-14 is our score. Back to a 20-point lead for Mark Twain. Dieters directing traffic, finds Fairchild over on the far side. On the wing, back up top to Twellman. Twellman between the circles. She stops, dribbles with the left hand, gives it to Sparks. Sparks tries to go up. Her shot's partially blocked. Ends up in the hands of Arndt. Arndt throws it up to Emma Ross. She one dribble up off the glass. Her shot's good. And I tell you what, Kenley, that was a nice patience. She waited with just that one dribble, waited for the defense to jump past her, and then laid it off the glass.
Yeah, that's good basketball right there. She knew that was coming, and she had the patience to wait for it.
So Fairchild shot's partially blocked, gets her own rebound. It's no good. With the ball now is Ross. That's Emma. She's working against Dieters. She throws it up to Evans. Evans needs to pick up her dribble. Nope, she's going to do a double dribble instead because Dieters was coming in hot. Taylor Martin coming back in the ball game along with Kaylin Charlton. Gam's going to take a seat along with Emma Ross. As I mentioned, Emma has 4 fouls and still 5:52 to go in the ball game. So Dieters over to the far wing to Fairchild. Fairchild looks. They find Charlton at the block. She tries to create some space, and it ends up in the hands of Trower. Now they've got a scrum on the court. And it's a jump ball. The possession now stays with the Lady Cats. 36-14 is our score. Mark Twain leads this one. 22 points is the largest lead of the night. 5:40 to go here in the basketball game. Dieters behind Charlton. Long three. It's off the rim. No good. Sparks gets a loose basketball. She may have got away with a little shove off there. As Fairchild has it underneath the basket. It's no good. Ball's tipped around a couple different times. Now it ends up in the hands of Evans. Evans runs into Dieters, and Dieters just takes it away. So Dieters and Evans fighting for the basketball, and I think they probably let it go just a little too long underneath there. Probably should have called the jump ball again. Instead, Evans is going to pick up a foul. And that's going to be her seventh, or I mean the team's seventh. Not her seventh, her second. Team seventh. And so Twellman is looking to inbound the ball. And no, they're asking if it should have been a 1-and-1. All right. Huh. So Dieters at the free throw line. I kind of thought that fell into the offensive side of things, but I guess not. Free throw shot on the way. It's off the mark. No good. And chasing the ball out of bounds was Charlton, so it's going to head to Mark Twain. Full court pressure now from Bowling Green. 5:19 to go here in the ball game. So Martin to inbound the basketball. They get to Audrey Ross, who finds Arndt. Arndt saves it as the pass is a little behind her. She brings it in the front court, dishes off to Trower. Trower wants that three. And it's just not falling forward tonight. With the putback is Audrey Ross. It's no good. Arndt's there. Now her shot up off the glass is good. Autumn Arndt with her 6th point of the night makes it 38-14. Over on the far side is Sparks. Back up top to Dieters. Dieters gives a head fake, works it into paint, loses a handle, and there's going to be a foul on the court. Doesn't matter. Dieters is headed back to the free throw line for another 1-and-1. And they're going to call that on Trower. Her second, team's 8th. (38-14), 4:54 to go in the game. Chandler's checking in now for Fairchild, and Gam is coming in for Twellman. Dieters at the free throw line for a 1-and-1, as that's the 8th team foul. Free throw shot on the way Rims in and out, no good. Charlton pulls down the rebound. They get the ball back up to Sparks. Sparks finds Charlton. Charlton makes some noise, let them know she was open underneath the basket, and it works out for Charlton, and she's there. Give her 5 on the night, makes it 38-16. So another foul. They call it on Sparks, her 4th, team's 5th. So now Martin will inbound the basketball between Bowling Green's bench and the scorer's table. She holds the ball high as Gam tries to block her view. They get it into Audrey Ross. Ross picks up her dribble right back to Martin. Martin lobs it to Evans. Evans working against Chandler down on the block, finds Trower. Trower shoots over top of everybody. She's fouled. She's going to the free throw line. So Elizabeth Trower trying to get in the scorebooks tonight. She'll try to get in there from the free throw line at this point. Dieter's first foul of the evening. Team's 6th. Trower will get 2. Twillman set to check in the basketball game. First shot's off its mark. Hits the front of the rim. So Twillman's coming in for Chandler. So here's the back end of 2. As Trower stands at the charity stripe. Free throw shot up, off the front of the rim, and it's Charlton comes in strong with the rebound. Dishes it off to Dieters. Dieters across that timeline. She's picked up by Arndt, swings it to Gam. Gam to Twillman. Twillman finds the hole. She's going to go up. Her shot's up and good. Grace Twillman with her first 2 points of the night. And it's a 20-point game, 38-18. Charlton gets the steal and the bucket. Kaylin Charlton gets the steal on the pass and takes it to the hole and brings within 18. 4:02 to go here in the basketball game. Mark Twain leads Bowling Green as you're listening to Area High School Basketball on Eagle 102.
Bowling Green Tractor wants to change the way you think about yard work with their Ego 56-volt ARC lithium battery-powered lawnmowers, weed eaters, blowers, trimmers, and chainsaws. At Bowling Green Tractor, you can walk in and see for yourself just how easy these products are to handle. Bowling Green Tractor, your home for Ego. Power beyond belief.
High school sports on KJFM is brought to you by Vicky Cadwallader, Real Estate and Perkins Electrical Service.
I tell you what, that was pretty heads-up play there by Kaylin. I mean, I don't know if you maybe worked on that with her, Kenley. I'm just throwing that out there.
I mean, I'm sure she got that from watching me, but I will say that was pretty impressive. I'll have to give her some credit for that one later.
Well, you know, you can say it now, and then you can just deny it the rest of the night.
I could do that because she might not listen to this.
Yeah, well, either that or she's going to go back and she's going to find that clip and she's going to play it over and over and over again. Kind of like that ones where you have to say, you know, oh, you were right. Yeah, what did you say? Either way, she got that nice steal on the inbounds pass, spun around, laid it off the glass, and brought it within 18 for Bowling Green. 38-20 is our score. Mark Twain leads. 4:02 to go here in the basketball game. Emma Ross to get the ball in, and there's Charlton again. She takes it away. Another shot in there by Kaylin Charlton. And you're going to have to give her all kinds of kudos. That full court, and looky there, there's a third one. And this time she dishes it off to Dieters, who finds Gam, and Gam shots up and good. So these full court press from the Bowling Green Lady Bobcats are really getting them. And now they finally get it to Evans. Evans going to take it all the way in. Her shot's up and good. I was expecting Charlton again there for the 4th time. Here comes Dieters again, back the other direction. Finds Gam over on the far side. Into Charlton, about to Twillman. Twillman hands it to Gam. Gam again looks, needs some help. She's going to get it from Sparks. Sparks between the circles, finds Charlton on the near wing. They try to feed it inside to Twillman, and there's a turnover in the first turnover in the quarter for the Lady Cats. We're down to 3:06 to go in the ball game. So Arndt with the basketball, working against Charlton. Hands it off to Emma Ross. Emma, top of the key, working against Twillman. She's playing with 4 fouls, Ross is. Swings back to Arndt on the near side. She's guarded by Charlton. Puts the ball on the court. Dieter's about to got a little swipe in there as now Arndt takes it into the paint, and she's going to be fouled. And they're going to call it on Charlton. That'll be her 2nd. Team 7th, so headed to the free throw line for a 1-and-1 is Arndt. Fairchild checks in for Charlton. She needs a little breather after all that work. She won't be on the bench long as Arndt steps at the free throw line. So free throw shot on the way, and it's good. Autumn Arndt get a second. She's shooting 50% from the charity stripe this evening in each of her trips. This is her third. As she stands there, shots on the way. And we have another foul after the shot was no good. And it's going to go against Twellman. So that is her fourth. As I mentioned, the 8th for the team. And Emma Ross is at the free throw line. This is her first trip. Shots up, it's no good. And Sparks comes in and gets the basketball. She gets it off to Dieters. Dieters working against Ross. Dieters is going to take it all the way in. She's down at the block. Her shot's up, and it's no good. Audrey Ross with the rebound. It's she against Sparks, and Sparks is going to pick up the foul. Sparks is going to go sit down because that's her 5th foul, and it's the 9th team foul. And headed to the free throw line is Audrey Ross. And Charlton comes back in. As we mentioned, she wasn't going to be on the bench long. She'll take that spot. So for Bowling Green, we've got Twellman, Charlton, Dieters, Gam, and Fairchild. Audrey Ross at the charity stripe. Free throw shots up and good. If she had happened to miss it, she was going to get a second one anyway. There was a little bit of a lane violation there, but from the Bobcats, but she's going to get a second one after draining that one. 42-24 score. 2:30 to go here in the basketball game. Second one's good as well. So Charlton into Dieters. Dieters getting across the timeline quickly. Takes it to the far wing to Twellman. Twellman back to Charlton. Charlton looks, now brings it to Gam. Gam near side with it to Fairchild. Fairchild on the wing, basically in the middle of Bowling Green's bench. She heard Dieters claps, wants it back. Dieters swings it over to Twellman on the far side. She takes it down, kicks it out to Fairchild. Fairchild still behind the arc on the far side. Needs some help. She's got to do something with it. And there's the 5-second call. So it'll be Audrey Ross to inbound the basketball. Still full court pressure from Bowling Green. Nope, check that. That's going to be Emma Ross to do it. She smacks the ball, and she's telling her teammates to move. Everybody get on the way. Gets it to Audrey. Audrey throws it up to Autumn. Autumn all the way up. Her shot's partially blocked in there by Charlton, who came flashing in, used her speed, and now the loose basketball ends up in the hands of Dieters. Dieters throws it to Fairchild. Fairchild gets away with a little bit of a walk, but they'll take it as she drains 2 more. Makes it 43-26 with 1:45 to go here in the ball game. Arndt with the basketball. Hands it off to Ross. Ross working against Twellman. Twellman to Arndt. Arndt splits the defenders. She might have got away with a little bit of a carry there, so we'll say that we're even. As the ball's loose, Arndt has it now on the block, and she's going to be fouled. No, they're going to call 3 seconds in the lane. So Adeline Palmer coming into the basketball game for Emma Ross. And Haley Chandler will return for the Lady Bobcats with 1:26 to go here in the ball game. Mark Twain still has the lead of 43-26. They've led this entire game. They've led by as many as 24. Dieters across the timeline again for the Lady Cats. She brings it to the near side. Looks to Charlton. Charlton on the wing. Skips it across court to Fairchild, who finds Dieters. Dieters looking underneath to Charlton. Charlton tries to create some space. Instead, she's going to go to the free throw line if she draws the foul. And she's going to get to shoot 2. And that's going to go against Trower. That'll be her 3rd, team's 9th. A few more fouls this half than there was in the first.
Definitely.
I think we kind of expected that, though.
Yeah.
First free throw shot's off the back of the rim. She'll get a second. So Riley Waters is checking in the basketball game now for Trower. 43-26 is our score. Mark Twain leads this one. 1:10 to go in the basketball game. Second free throw shot's on the way, and it's nothing but net from Charlton. So Arndt with the basketball. She'll be picked up by Twellman as she crosses that blue timeline. Over to the far side to Audrey Ross. 25s are guarding each other here. She's guarded against by Charlton, and she's going to travel. 12 turnovers here in the second half for Mark Twain. 22 total in the game as we have under a minute to go. 43-27 as Dieters has the ball for the Lady Cats. Near side with it to Twellman. They throw it to the referee. He didn't want to play, though. So back to Mark Twain we go. So Audrey Ross will inbound the basketball. She gets it into Arndt. Arndt. Tell you what, she's a little better than I was because I would slowly walk across that timeline. Down low with it to Palmer. Back out top to Evans. Evans over on the far block in some trouble. Throws it back up top to Ross. That's Audrey. Swings it near side to Arndt. Arndt looks underneath. Works it around. Looks for Palmer. Nothing there. She takes it over to Audrey. Audrey takes it in the paint. Her has the ball stripped and it ends up in the hands of Dieters. Dieters. Crossover dribble, brings it across the timeline, finds Fairchild. Fairchild keeps it from going out of bounds. Now to Twillman on the wing, back up top between the circles to Dieters. Dieters bounce pass to Charlton. Back up top with it to Twillman. Twillman looks inside, bounce pass out to Charlton off on the block extended. She kicks it up near side to Dieters. Dieters wants the three, and she gets it. Grace Dieters with her second tray of the night, brings it within 13. As time starts to expire, we're down to 2 seconds, and that's how this basketball game is going to end. Mark Twain picks up the win and the conference win as they defeat Bowling Green by the score of 43-30. We've got your Abel's postgame show coming up next here on Eagle 102.
The Eagle 102 postgame show is coming up, brought to you by Abel's Quick Shops.
Here's one question that has no wrong answer. Are you going to choose the new Shell and Fuel Rewards card to be used at Shell stations, or the Shell and Fuel Rewards MasterCard that can be used everywhere MasterCard is accepted? With both, you save 10 cents per gallon, up to 20 gallons every time you fill up. And you also earn 10% rebates on your first $1,200 in non-fuel purchases per year at Shell stations. See? You can't go wrong with either. Visit www.shell.us/getrewards and apply today. At participating Shell stations only. Terms and conditions apply.
Is it time to renew, redo, or rebuild? I'm Christine Rutherford, and we have loans designed specifically for repairs and renovations, along with home equity lines of credit. People's Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender, MLO number 421603, NMLS number 407724.
When you support a locally owned pharmacy, you're contributing to the growth of the community. The dollars you spend stay right here to support our local community. Health Mart pharmacies are locally owned pharmacies. There's one right here. Health Mart pharmacists have a personal commitment to their communities because, just like you, they support their community. Health Mart pharmacies are locally owned and hometown proud.
Louisiana is a Health Mart town. Family Drug Health Mart Pharmacy. The right people, the right price, right downtown. Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
Hey, this is Ryan with Mid-America Auto and Towing in Bowling Green, and we've got the lot looking good and ready to go. We've got something for everybody's budget. We have a constant rotation of new inventory, including cars, trucks, and SUVs. So if you're out and you're looking for a new car, come by and see me. Mid-America Auto and Towing, just off Highway 54 in Bowling Green, is a one-stop shop. Like us on Facebook or check out our website, midamericaautoandtowing.com.
Hear all the action from the Eagle 102 broadcast booth. Sponsored by Family Drug in Louisiana.
Time now for the Eagle 102 postgame show on KJFM. Sponsored by Abel's Quick Shops.
Well, Bowling Green ended up playing the fourth quarter really hard and really, Kinley, I think if they had played the entire game like they did the fourth quarter, this game may have turned out a little different.
I think so, too. They definitely came out in that fourth quarter like a whole different team.
They did. They ended up causing Mark Twain to have 23 turnovers in this game. Bowling Green, really a lot to go on here. They ended up the night with a 15. So they got 9 in the first half and 6 in the second half, so they made some improvements there. But really, they caused 13 in the second half for Mark Twain, and that ended up being a difference there, especially in the fourth quarter as Charlton came in. I think it was 3 of them back to back to back, and she got the inbound steal or steal on that inbounds play and was able to put it up on the glass to get some points on the board. But the Lady Bobcats just came up short as Mark Twain won 43-30. In the first quarter, Mark Twain led 12-4 at the half. Lady Tigers went into the locker room up 22-7. Then at the end of the third, it was a 20-point lead for Mark Twain as they led 32-12. And then, of course, 18 points in the fourth quarter from Bowling Green gives them the 43-30 final score. So, did some damage there in the fourth quarter. And a lot of that came from that young Charlton girl that's on the court. She ended up being the leading scorer tonight for the Bobcats. She had 10 on the night. Dieters had 9. Fairchild ended with 7. And then Gam and Twellman each had 2. Something that they're probably not going to like is their free throw shooting. They were 4 for 14 this evening. For Mark Twain, they really spread things out. Audrey Ross and Emily Evans each ended with 11. Autumn Arndt had 7. Emma Ross with 6. 4 was by Taylor Martin. And 2 in there from Adeline Palmer. They were 8 for 15 from the charity stripe tonight, so not exactly stellar free throw shooting all the way around for either team. So that's going to take we're going to take a quick break here on the Abel's postgame show. We'll come back, recap with some scores, and we'll wrap things up from Mark Twain High School. Again, right now, the final of this game, it is Mark Twain beat Bowling Green 43-30. We'll wrap up the Abel's postgame show next here on Eagle 102.
Here's one question that has no wrong answer. Are you going to choose the new Shell and Fuel Rewards card to be used at Shell stations, or the Shell and Fuel Rewards MasterCard that can be used everywhere MasterCard is accepted? With both, you save 10 cents per gallon, up to 20 gallons every time you fill up. And you also earn 10% rebates on your first $1,200 in non-fuel purchases per year at Shell stations. See? You can't go wrong with either. Visit www.shell.us/getrewards and apply today. At participating Shell stations only. Terms and conditions apply.
I'm Tylee Mills, the CEO of Pike County Memorial Hospital. You've heard it from your friends, family, and even neighbors. They choose Pike County Memorial Hospital. Quality care from quality people. Pike County Memorial Hospital.
Bundle at Pike County Mutual Insurance and save. Ask about the great rates on your personal vehicle, farm trucks, big or small, or even your motorcycle and side-by-sides. Stop by and see myself, Corey Buchanan, Buddy Bibb, or Kathy Gam at your hometown insurance company since 1895. Pike County Mutual Insurance on the square in Bowling Green.
The Mercantile Bank of Louisiana is introducing Merc BK Mobile with the ability to take a picture of your check and deposit it into your Mercantile Bank account. You'll never have to worry about getting to the bank. Find more information by visiting mercbk.com. The Mercantile Bank, located on the corner of 3rd and Georgia Streets in downtown Louisiana. Member FDIC.
Area High School Sports on Eagle 102 is brought to you by State Farm Insurance, Cindy Blaylock, Young Enterprises Incorporated, and Pike County Memorial Hospital.
Well, as we mentioned a little earlier in girls action, it was Palmyra over Louisiana 63-9 at halftime. And the boys, Palmyra is leading Louisiana 30-16, and the Silex New Haven girls game is just underway. We'll have, of course, that score for you on the Eagle 102 scoreboard later this evening at kjfmradio.com. From here is the Mark Twain Lady Tigers defeating the Bowling Green Lady Bobcats by the score of 43-30. Of course, and that takes care of basketball until after Christmas break. We'll let you know what games will continue to take place between Christmas breaks and New Year's, and then we start things off in January with the Clopton Invitational Tournament. Kenley, appreciate you being here with us this evening. Any final thoughts for you?
I'm just glad we're getting to watch basketball. I mean, sometimes it's not like we think it's supposed to be, but I'm just happy they're playing.
I think you and me both. We didn't really know if we were going to see these sports this year, and so far we're doing pretty good. So, again, thanks to all the athletic directors out there, man, their headaches are normally a ton during a normal season, and they're even harder now. We have some absolutely fantastic athletic directors in our area, which means I also want to thank Cody McCann for helping us get things set up here at Mark Twain this evening, and best of luck to all of them as the season continues, and everybody keep your fingers crossed that we get to finish the season. So, for Kenley Charlton, Ethan Everhart, Brennan back at the station, and, of course, the entire Eagle 102 broadcast team, Merry Christmas to all of you all, and we will be anxious to bring you more high school basketball in the new year. So for all of us here at KJFM, you've been listening to Area High School Basketball on Eagle 102.
You've been listening to Area High School Sports on Eagle 102. Join us each week as we bring you the best of Area High School Sports on air at 102.1, online at kjfmradio.com, and on the KJFM radio app. You can find a full recap of scores online and daily during Eagle 102 Sports, all from your area sports leader, KJFM Radio.